How you doing?
Hi.
My
Morning.
name's Louis, and today we're going to do two topics, half an hour each, and we're going to be talking about self-development as well as time management. So I'm going to let my broadcast partner Dina start us off with self-development.
Hello. Yeah, self-development is very important for us when we start to work for ourselves, because we have to get ourselves in the right mindset to open up our mind, to understand that everything what we do is very important. And self-development is important because you have to be likable to get people's attention because as me and Louis just before this hangout listened one audio recording about how important is to develop the personality, likable personality, because it doesn't matter what you say, it matters how you say and who is saying it. So uh, like me before the business, I wasn't the person who would enjoy talking with strangers and things like that. It was kind of challenging for me to go out, find the topics to talk about, and keep conversation flowing uh, nicely. And to keep our conversations going the direction where I need it, and find everything what I need about this person. And this is all about, yeah, and the mindset is, as well we talked before, which is very important. Um, Gordon, would you like to talk about more? What do you think about self-development?
Well, so self-development is going to be something that everybody has to go through, because at the same time, if you're not developing yourself as far as marketing, being an attractive character, it doesn't work. Self-development comes from the inner self, based on what you got going on, but it all starts with your why. If your why is more important than anything else that you got going on, and improving yourself, improving yourself, people don't want to listen to somebody that's just doing it for the money. Personal development comes from your inner thoughts, from your heart, where if you're becoming the better person that you are yesterday, you're moving to a path where you're being enlightened. Improving yourself to be better than you were last week on personal development helps you become that attractive character that everybody wants to listen to. Personal development, watching YouTube videos from Joe Osteen, Zig Ziglar, Maxwell, all those guys, they all started out somewhere where development wasn't high on their list, but personal development for each person is a position of change, so that you can move on to becoming that better individual on a daily basis. And it's going to tie up with what you got going on with your time management. Personal development, you might have self-care, certain things with willingness, values that you want to be able to move yourself so that you become that person that you want to become. But what's the path you take to become that person that you want to become? You want to become this person that attracts people to your business. You want to have people come to you and not you chasing that person. Now, if you're a really negative individual, on the contrast of that, it's very hard for you to actually become that attractive character and to move steps into forward, so that you can push your personal development style within yourself. So it all starts with why, and then you move on. It's what they call a golden circle, where you start with why in the middle, you go on with how, and then what you do. But if you want to become a better person than you are, say, today, and then you work on towards reading a book, you listen to audio files like Dina mentioned, you become that better person, and it exponentiates later on down the year. The readings that you do, the Google Hangouts that we do right here when I'm talking to other individuals with like-minded, we all try to strive for a better me. It's like instead of becoming like that character, Despicable Me with the little minions, you want to become that person that you want to be attractive to. And the people that make the best money or have the best message is people that been through the bottom and they've learned how to rationally move up step by step so that they can become that attractive character through personal development, whether it be um, religious, emotional. You pick whatever thing that makes you tick. Every time you go on a path of personal development, you learn something more. You want to give that more because it touched your heart on based on your why. It's very strong. Personal development is really really strong to become that person you want to become. You look at it from 1 year from now. If you're in the same place you are 1 year from now, what can you make you what makes you change? If
Yeah.
you're at the same point in your life a month from now, but you always want to talk about, oh, it's this other person, it's my job, it's this person not helping me. What are you doing to develop that within yourself instead to deal with that type of situations? It doesn't matter what you do, it's why you do it. Everything is based on that why. I can't
Yeah.
stress enough more on why you want to do personal development for yourself, for the others in your, you just basically help other people. People want to be attracted to somebody that been through it all. Me, Dina, Louis, other guest speakers here have been from the bottom. They don't become successful overnight just like this. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of self-reflection. Whether you're meditating, whether you're doing something for the better of the good of your community, but at the same time, what are you doing about it? You know, personal development goes hand in hand with any business because what type of value are you giving to that person that you're trying to engage with? I did a video on values. Everything has to be value based, whether it's giving your story of being, like Louis said, possessed one day, me giving value of how I've overcome adversity and making a living off of adversity versus being the golden child of nobody gets to the top of the pyramid by not taking one step forward. Nobody gets to the 30th floor or the 80th floor of their high-rise penthouse office by not going through adversities and turmoil within their life. How they did it, it depends on the person. Why they did it is the drive that motivates them through personal development, and it kind of like commingles with their business. The person that gives the most value, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. The hardest work you're gonna do is changing yourself. If you can figure out that niche, that way of thinking, that is what's gonna make you strive to become that better person every day. And little bits be known, people will be attracted to you versus you telling them what to do because of personal experiences. This is why YouTube, storytelling, becoming that attractive character, you know, doing the opposite of what people, because people can relate to your struggles. If people can relate to your struggles on a daily basis, you cannot like have that synergy where I used to be just like him, but I want to see how he did it. Because let's face it, guys, my why is so strong. If your why is strong where it keeps you up at night, it makes you cry, or makes you determine what you're doing it or why you're doing it, that personal development, you're going to become that better person. It doesn't matter if you take baby steps. It doesn't matter if you take a leaps and bounds. You just have to try and do things a little different. But it all has to do with being on Google Hangouts just like this, making watching YouTube videos, and actually implementing things in yourself so that you can move on for a better life. It doesn't matter whether you're taking one step at a time. If you're
Yeah,
farther along than you were 1 week ago, whether it's in your relationships with your spouse, your kids, your business, your coworkers, it doesn't matter because they're gonna become attracted to you, and then eventually they're gonna see what you want to get, what you got going on. I mean, does that make sense, guys?
yeah, that's right. You were telling about people who start at the bottom and move step by step up the ladders to the top. I just told before this hangout to Louis what my mentor told me, that people who cannot control their positive mental attitude, they are unable to learn from their which is very important to understand that your adversity is your lesson. You have to understand that it's not failure, it's just another thing you could learn from and understand what you did wrong and what can you improve in the future actions. So some people are like, oh wow, I experienced this, I experienced it, I lost everything, I was building my business. Yeah, there you go, this is golden circle. Why, how, and what?
Right?
That's
If you
good.
move out towards your why to go to your what, this is all you have to do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what they
right.
call a golden circle, which moves into personal development as far as all the best people in the world from big multi-million dollar companies that created a culture and a brand based on their why. Apple has done it, Starbucks has done it, all the big companies, Walmart started to do it, but it's all based on their why through personal development and branching out to the community.
Louis, what do you have to say about it?
Well, personal development, I believe, in my eyes, is about teaching you how to visualize, money, as well as gives you the tools with the products that you're selling, to actually achieve visualization. Once you obtain basically the mindset and success through the personal development, the products, you have the opportunity to use them um, in a very today fashion sort of thing.
Yeah,
Personal
that's
personal development's taken a big impact in the marketing industry. In terms of the automatic online systems that that gives you the step by step instructions for the best chance to succeed. It's about not having the not focusing on making the money, but helping others to basically build help them with their choices to use high quality products to angle their life towards success. And
yeah,
Well, that's correct in a sense where, if you're making a choice, everybody makes bad choices and makes good choices. To make the choice into a positive viewpoint, because you make a choice and then later on the choice is going to make you, like you said in personal development, if you choose to be a better person on a daily basis, that's a form of personal development. If you become a more caring person, you want to be a more caring person, you find things that make you that more caring person, whether you're caring for others, caring for people in your workforce, and people can relate to personal development because let's if you're taking somebody that's been through something of extreme adversity. Adversity makes you that better person, but some people at the same time get stuck in adversity where they don't want to go over to that side because they don't want to take action. Until that person wants to take action and actually implement and be constructive and do something, by changing themselves, personal development is the route to go. But how do you get that person to choose that personal development path? You know, a lot of people sometimes are not ready. Some people are just, they don't want it. They're happy with their life, because that's where you shifting gears or having a clutch situation where you have to make a decision to either challenge yourself to make this person understand your message. And you know, a lot of people just are comfortable with their lives being stagnant. You know, personal development and how you're going to do that basis what path you're going to choose and shift your marketing, especially in marketing or selling products or selling yourself. You know, that's why it's a $8.3 billion industry, develops personal development, and a lot of people made money on it because they tell their story and what they've done to become that person at the top. You know, they're not no different from me and you. They're not no different from having struggles in their personal lives. They're no different than having zero to having, you know, Anthony Robbins type style status. You know, personal
Yeah.
development becomes you, but you have to live it through action by taking bold action and making things happen for yourself. There are so many books, so many speakers, but which one do you do to take action?
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to tell you as well, share the thought about, you said taking the action. If you are in this adversity situation right now, you experience your adversity, you extreme adversity, and it can take very easily for you to lose your focus on what you are actually doing. Yeah, there's the book, Remarkable. Oh, wow.
Very good book.
Okay. So basically, for you to overcome this adversity, you have to realize, yes, there is the problem. What happened with me right now? Probably I did something wrong. I assessed the situation, but my focus is to move to the next level and fix my adversity in my future action. And massive action is the key of your success, because from adversities or from failures or temporary defeat, you can't avoid. This is going to happen, but this is up to you how you are looking at it. It can be temporary defeat, it can be long-term defeat. It's all depends on your mindset and how you understand the situation. Isn't that
Totally
right?
agree. Totally agree. You know, basically, it's helping people to assess their qualities and, you know, their aim in life, being able to set goals to realize their potential, you know, their maximum potential. And, you know, you need to set goals to enhance yourself, you know, raise your confidence, and it's going to lead you to higher places, a higher quality in life choices, decisions that are going to empower and take control of your life, you know?
Yeah, that's right. But also, there is one example, but with one person, I don't want to name her, but basically what happened with her, she made one mistake. She made kind of big mistake in her life, and I asked her, okay, this is what happened. What did you learn from this situation? What did you did wrong? And you could feel she didn't want to assess the situation because she felt so bad about herself and she wanted just to forget what happened. But this is not the thing. You have to be brave enough to go back and see what went wrong. This is again the what we call rejection or fear, to go back and see what went wrong and assess yourself, because not many people are able actually to judge themselves, to understand themselves, because it's the hardest job. It's easy to go and judge somebody else, but it's the hardest thing to judge yourself and see what happened and fix it in the future action, as I said before.
Yeah, in a situation like that, it's easy to blame other people. It's easy to shift shift the blame on somebody else, but nobody really. A person that grows accepts responsibility and holds themselves accountable, especially with personal development, because you have that recurring habit, or that recurring thing is going to happen daily and daily, but you get the same results. If you're getting the same results and you're feeling like crap, like, oh, this person, this and that, it's time to reflect and look at it. How could I have done it differently? How could I have um, diffused the situation so that this person is not mad at me, or maybe I did some sort of action that upset that person. I have a hard time doing that also. I'm kind of callous with my feelings, and then sometimes I don't think about other people's feelings. But that's a personal development thing that I have going on with my situation, because I have no filter. What my sister calls I have no filter, but it's something that I work on, even though it kind of like spurts out that I just tell it like it is, but it's something I work on through my personal development. But at the same time, I can take responsibility and hold myself accountable for handling that situation poorly. I could easily blame, because easily blame somebody else for, like, oh, they shouldn't be doing this anyway. But how does it help me as a person? How does it help me become that better person when the situation arises again? And it all comes down through personal development. If you can develop yourself into a better person, into developing what you want to become, it's the hardest thing to do is to work on yourself. I can tell you for days what other people are doing wrong, but how I'm assessing the situation and changing it so that I handle it correctly, so I'm not upset, I'm not jealous, I'm not mad. Those are just ill feelings of negativity that I don't want, because it causes stress. Stress is the number one killer more than anything else. And how do I do that is through personal development, and experimenting with the situation that I arise on a daily basis. It might be working on my tone of my voice. It might be working on my visual contact, my facial expressions, because like they said they can read my facial expressions all the way, even though I'm not saying anything. But that's just part of personal development, and then what can be moved on from there. Personal
Yeah,
development can help in your business, can work on your relationship with your spouse, your family. Personal development can help you expand your business, expand your marketing, expand. And let's face it, guys, we do these type of Google Hangouts, and you can tell whether I'm sincere or not. If I was talking to you like a scripted, like, okay, we're gonna do personal development, and we got Dina here, this, how is that working on? Would you want to listen to me? You can feel the synergy coming out from my voice, because I'm sincere about personal development. It don't get me wrong, guys. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this personal development stuff. It's it's it took me a while to, from my current situation. I mean, I wouldn't say it's gonna take months. It took years to actually become this person I am today. But at the same time, it's a more self-fulfilling issue, because I've worked so hard at it.
yeah, that's right. This is the thing that we have to understand, and we have to study yourselves all the time, uh, because the personal development can do a lot of things, as Gordon said, that for our personal life, or the business life, or any kind of relationships, and developing new friends. This is very important. As I mentioned at the beginning, I used to be very shy, closed in person. I didn't like to interact a lot with people. I was depressed, and I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot, and it took me a long time as well before I get out of this dark state of mind. And also, we have to understand that we can't be as upset about other people's actions because this is what we can't control. We can control only what we do and how we react on things. So if somebody does something and it upsets you, you better move on because and maybe go and talk with this person, and maybe you can solve this problem. But you can't be upset and stop talking with this person, be angry, mad, as Gordon said. It's not going to work on self-development. Maybe you have to understand, maybe you caused this person to do something what upset you.
Which is why circumstances through a personal development, the best thought of it is maybe having starting up a personal development plan, you know, basically, because self-esteem, you know, is what is going to change to improve your life, you know. Your health, for instance, health eating books, you know, marketing strategies, ebooks, things like that, you know. Make a list of resources that's going to be helpful to you, help you to plan your schedule better, you know. Writing down things, taking notes on what you are learning, revising, study. Treat it like you're at school, because it's all about taking notes, revising what you're doing, and using that data to help your efforts and build your development up. It's a part of your goal, you know.
As well as because it's at the beginning. It's very hard to work on self-development if you don't understand what you could do better and what is wrong with your personality and things like that. It's better if you go to your spouse or your best friend and be brave enough to hear what this person has to say about you and take notes of it and start to work on this and think about it, do some meditation on it, and you may come to conclusion and start building your, as Louis said, your database, your resources, where you can get all the information and develop yourself as a better person.
Well, to back you up on that one, you can have all the resources in the world. You can have all the data. You can watch all the videos. You can go to all the seminars. You can do all the things, but you still have to implement it within yourself. You know, it's real easy to, oh, I went to a seminar, this and that, spent $5,000 to work, and I'm a better person. It doesn't work that way. You know, personal development becomes within yourself. There's a thing called the Johari window, where people like to, if you're looking at a window pane, imagine a window pane with four slices in the middle. Some people's window panes are bigger on the enlightenment side and some people's windows are bigger with the negative side. There's actually 4 panes that, you know, controls feelings, rational thinking, and all this other stuff. But what you want to do is actually have those windows balanced out in your 4-pane window, where you can take action by using the data that Louis was talking about. You can have you can read the books about, just say, for example, building up self-esteem. All right, you read the book, but you don't take action on a daily basis, and that's probably what we're going to have on our next topic, right? Because you have to build that routine to kind of like open up this closed window so that you can open up that window so that you can put more fulfillment in that window. Versus, and you're going to close up the other window, which is all the negativity, so you can be transparent. You know, people they can maybe falsify, they can put up a good facade, this and that, but, you know, people are much smarter than people give them credit for, because it's the way you're gonna handle yourself on opening up that Jahari window and becoming transparent. And once you learn how to do that, people become attracted to you through that personal development because you've taken action upon it. You know, I can go to a seminar in here in Las Vegas. I spend $3,000 on this. Okay, I'm a good person. Don't
Yeah.
work that way, guys. You have to take
I,
action and implement it into the system, and you'd be amazed to see that. All right, I see guys. We go to the seminar. Everybody's like, "Oh, fine and dandy. I learned a lot. This and that." I see them the next week. They're the same person. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
And personal development also, guys, is also about, okay, basically you've got steps, okay, and the two most important steps that I think that are really important is looking at your transferable skills as well as overcoming barriers to learning new skills. You've got to be open to anything.
That's right. To close this topic, basically the summary for it for self development is, yeah, you have to assess yourself. You have to take action on what you are studying about yourself, and you have to, as Gordon said, close that negative window and open up your positive window so you can become as a better person tomorrow. Next topic is about what, Louis?
Our next topic is that we're going to basically speak about is time management and prioritizing your time.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow, yeah, it's but basically for time management,
very
yeah,
strong.
Yeah.
for time management is basically there is no wrong way to do it as long as you do it and calculate your time, book your time for certain tasks. But there is different techniques that people are using, and I really can't hear about Gordon's time management. How do you manage your time?
Well, time, well, like time management for me is big because between me coaching baseball, I coaching baseball maybe 4 or 5 days a week, running my home based business, and actually getting employed and coaching other people. Time management is big for me while learning personal development. It really is a chore, but the way I do time management is I set a certain time. Like say I might spend 1 hour a day for watching just say YouTube videos, and and then on before I go to bed I'll read uh, maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes on a book on personal development, so it kind of like sticks in my brain. And I kind of like manage my time this way because if you're trading money for time, but when I go to actually when I go to work, which is I have a very good job. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I work in the most beautiful place in Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan, and I get to engage with people on a daily basis. My time management comes down to waking up in the morning, checking my emails. During that, I'm writing to that person for about maybe 15 minutes on my email autoresponder. I go get a blog post. I try to make a video, try to cut up a video, all within my, I say 3 to 4 hour span I get before I go to work, because I set a time schedule for like, okay, like Fridays, I know I'm gonna be on this webinar hangout for like 7 to 8. After I write this, I start writing my emails. I start formulating an idea for my next video. I shoot the video, I try to cut it up, and that's maybe an hour and a half into my time. And then at the same time, I'm watching something that somebody posted to me on my other screen. So I'm actually running my time in a very efficient manner. It's as us as entrepreneurs, we can get really sidetracked really fast and kind of like go into a different path, and then all of a sudden go this way because we have entrepreneur ADHD. If that makes sense. You know, we all have. You want to learn so much, and you have so much time that you have to. If you don't have good time management, you kind of like wasted the day. And then at the same time, you gotta take time to for your health, where you have to go to the gym, work on certain other things where you set a time schedule. And there's a lot of apps on your phone that you can use, but you have to create that daily routine so that, okay, you wake up, your daily routine, you wake up, you come out, you sit on your computer, fire it all up, you have certain things in your mind you have to get done. You set a time schedule. Like I know of other people, they have like a big timer clock, a digital timer clock on the side, because that's how they manage their time. Half an hour for doing a conference call like this, or 1 hour. Next thing, the next 20 minutes, I'm formulating an email. I'm shooting a video email. And at the same time, you kind of like wondering, okay, when do you answer your emails? So you set out a time slot, half an hour for this, 15 minutes for this. It takes you 15 minutes to write a blog post, share your thing, and then you start ramping up everything from there. And then I kind of wind down, because then I go to work, and during work I'm thinking about ideas on what I'm gonna take from this hangout right here, and I'm gonna formulate another idea for another blog post when I come home at night. You have to make time for your family, your health, your emotional status, maybe your religion, and actually, there's five lifestyle changes that you have to balance.
Yeah.
And all it. If you don't have good time management, guys, your life can go down in a downward spiral really fast, because now you're not spending time with your spouse, you're not spending time with your kids. It's just, and it becomes a habit after a while. All right, you're gonna go take the kids to soccer. You have to do this for your development. So it's just managing that time is what you value. You know, like I know a lot of. I used to be a workaholic where I made a lot of money, but I didn't have a good quality of life. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's two certain things.
That's right. Like, well, I have advice what I could give from my experience. Always do the harder tasks before, at the beginning of your day, whenever you start working on your network marketing business. And then move to the next task, which is less harder, and finish your day, network marketing day, by doing easier tasks. And how I do, as I am full-time network marketer, this is my day job basically. I start with follow-up. No, I start my day with visualizations, with meditation, to understand what I'm going to do and see basically what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do. Then I go and I do my follow-ups with all my prospects, and then I do my creative things, like I do my posts, I do my videos if I do videos, and then I move to the next part of my job that I enjoy the most. I go prospecting. I go and talk with people, or just having fun with my friends. And this is how I do my day. How is, Louis, your day?
Me? Well, it's simple. 24 hours, guys. Come on. 24 hours is not a lot of time in a day, to do everything that we need to do. So really, we time manage everything that we do. Our daily routine is all about time management, and you've got to basically set up your goals, prioritize your time. Don't spend your time on pointless things in your day. Focus on the most important things, like my schedule every morning. I'll give you a quick rundown, guys. I set my goals. I sit there, I get up, I spend time with my daughter. Then I organize, I get on, I look at my emails. Then I organize to You know, talk to people. Do a hangout. I sit there. I talk to people. I try to work on my business. Then I try to make time for for the kids and the wife and the family and going out. I allocate enough time, okay, and be realistic, guys. Okay, be really realistic. That if you say that something's going to take half an hour, allow 45 minutes because time management is not about stress. Okay, because if you try to push too much in, okay, it's going to cause your brain to explode. Okay, it's going to create a whole different factor to the point that you put yourself in a state where you don't want to do nothing. You want to be lazy. You just want to sit at home and do crap. Okay,
Yeah.
time management, time management, you know, helps. It's a control over the amount of time spent, you know, that you spend on your activities, and a good way to basically time manage, you know, is like I said, prioritizing your goals. You know, deciding how much time to allocate on each thing, observing results, you know,
Perfect.
revisiting things that you've revisited earlier on and see if you need to spend more time on it.
Yep. I plan to do some of my if you look at my older videos, they're like I like them, but it's like could I have done it more? But it goes to what you got going on with time management. I mean, I try to squeeze in as much knowledge as I can during a day. Like you said, Louis, there's not enough time in a day, but having that quality of life where you balancing what you got makes it more fulfilling. Because like you want to be you want to be somebody rich in heart or just financially rich. You
Yeah.
know, which one do you want to do? You rather I took a when I go to these seminars, you can talk to the person that just is a workaholic, this and that. He has the car, the house, the beach house on the beach, 5 houses over there, thing over here. But is he miserable? It wasn't. I have friends like that. They have no quality of life because they get bored with it because they don't have no substance to hold on to and they're not grounded. Like Louis said, you guys all made good points. Us as entrepreneurs like to take the hardest thing first and just run right through them. That's just how we're built. We're
Mm-hmm.
different from other people. But
Yep.
how does an entrepreneur that's being successful manage their time to have the basic quality of life, health, relationships with a lifestyle balance? And it all comes with a daily routine on what Louis said. Have your priorities straight so that you can knock them all down. It's like working on, say you had a history with having bad credit. What do those counselors tell you? Take the one with the biggest interest rate and knock that down first because you're losing money every month on having a high interest rate. So it's the same concept what Louis and Zena said because you take the hardest one first and you just keep chopping it down, keep chopping that tree down, keep chopping it down, and you building up that. Say you had a 100 foot oak tree in the backyard and you wanted to chop it down. Every day you would swing at it. Every day you would spend 5-10 minutes chopping that tree with an axe because you didn't have a chainsaw. Eventually, that tree is going to come down, but you spent 10, 15 minutes chopping that tree down. It's not an instant gratification thing. It's how you manage your time and it becomes a daily habit so that it become routine. Sometimes you fit in a half an hour of learning, say something like making a thumbnail for your YouTube channel, learning how to create something from nothing by just watching. So you set 1 hour a day, or you might have like I have another client that she does motivation Mondays. Monday is just her motivation day. Tutorial Tuesdays, health and wellness on Wednesdays, and she created a routine that way. Does she stick with it all the time? I don't think so. But that's just an example of what you want to knock down, and it becomes easier after time, over and time, because now it's becoming you implemented a habit that you want to keep conquering. Eventually that 100-foot tree in your backyard is going to fall down, and it's the same thing, but you just created a habit through personal time management, which is key for individuals like us and other entrepreneurs, so that they have a quality of life and lifestyle balance.
Guys,
Yeah.
do you think that entrepreneurs and internet marketers sit there all day posting? No. The thing about time management is not just about what you need to do, but it's also about taking time within yourself to regenerate your battery. Because if you don't take time for yourself, you're going to be all over the place. You're not going to know you're not going to know what you're doing. Okay? You've got to optimize your time. You've got to be able to sit there and relax and have a nap for half an hour. You know, live in the moment. You know, practice the love in action. You know,
Definitely.
and also you need to block out a chunk of the time for you. Put time allocated to you and only focus on the things that are true to you and that make you happy. Because if you're not happy, then, you know, then your whole day goes to crap. And the thing that I do is I do things that are going to benefit me. I know that if I don't go somewhere today, I know that I'll be able to go tomorrow or the next day or the next day. You know, it's be fierce, guys. Be fierce.
Fierce is
Things
the
that
word.
don't
That,
do things that matter to you. You know, and also, you know, it's about the big picture, and that's very important. You know, think forward. Thinking forward is everything. And also look back, because our brain is not a perfect computer, guys. Our brain can't function like a computer where it can go back to where you've previously been. It's not the same as what's happening here.
yeah, this is as well. But other thing, I had problems at the beginning when I started to network marketing online. Um, I mostly do my business on Facebook, and there is so many distractions, games, invitations, awesome videos, funny videos, and things like that. It can drive you away from your goal very quickly. So the time management is also a discipline. You have to be disciplined. You have to say sometimes no to those funny videos. You can bookmark it and watch it later when you have time, or play your favorite game whenever you have time. But your marketing day has to start with your goal to chop it down the big tree first. Because it's
It starts
easy to.
somewhere, like Louis said, optimize your time, know what works for you, and like everybody had good points because discipline is key to everything. You know, I can't enforce discipline, and like Louis said, optimize your time the best. But that goes down to it, kind of like branches off into personal development. If you don't have discipline, you don't have personal development, you don't know how to optimize your time. Like I told you, you're gonna go down in a downward spiral really fast. It's really easy
Yeah,
to get sidetracked by playing Candy Crush. I don't even want to even start doing that. I don't play no games because I don't have time for it. And then,
uh,
out here in Vegas, everybody's into what do you call that? Fantasy football, betting on a football. And then they all ask me, "You're not into fantasy football?" I said, "It doesn't develop me for what I'm going to be doing next year." And they all look at me like I'm crazy, but that's just me. They're happy with grumbling about their player not scoring 3 points or whatever. They're happy doing that, but they've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years, which is all right for some individuals, but where are you, Louis, gonna be in 10 years? Where are you gonna be, Dina, in 10 years? I'm gonna be working 4 hours a day, making more money than they can even think of because I've done it twice in my life. Now it's just
yeah,
I put a post on Facebook with me and my braids and my mean mug look, this and that, and I put the post is hustlers never change. I just changed the game, and this is the game I'm choosing right now, and it all goes through personal development, time management, and helping others.
yeah.
Don't feel
Talking about
guilty.
games. Talking about games, I used to like to play. This Farm Saga or something like that.
Oh, Farmville.
Farm.
Farmville,
No,
Cafe
No, not
World and all them. I still
not.
do. And that's the thing, guys. Sometimes this is important. Sometimes you need to get out of your comfort zone, okay? Because network marketing is not your life, okay? It's just something in the side that is important, okay? So you need to allocate time to have fun, because otherwise you're going to be glued to the computer. And one thing I hate, and one thing I make sure that I do, is that I go out or I sit there, and after I've gone on a hangout, I go and I play games. Why? Because you can't go to bed straight after with your thought process of thinking. You need to unwind. Okay? You need to basically not feel guilty about anything that you do. You need to do things that have deadlines and show up for things that matter, not things that don't matter. Okay?
That's correct. That's
Yeah,
correct.
also I wanted to add to that one. Uh, yes, you have to have fun, you have to relax, but also you have to control it because those games can drive you away from your goal very easily. If you can't control, then stay away from it because I used to play years ago this game, and I went back yesterday. And I tried for a little bit, and I felt so guilty. I thought, oh my goodness, I could spend these
Hmm.
15 minutes prospecting or doing something on self-development and things like that. And I left this game. But yes, sometimes you have to have fun. If
Uh,
this means go to play games, okay, you can play games, but you have to control it. If you
So
can't
time,
control,
so time management, guys, fits into your marketing schedule as follows. Okay? It basically helps you tune down, regenerate, reinvigorate yourself, make yourself more aware of where you need to be or where you're at, because time can be taken away that easily. We can get addicted. You know, when you play games or you're going out with friends for a drink, you get addicted because you're in the moment enjoying that particular place, and you're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling awesome without guilt. That sometimes we tend to do it a bit too much. So there needs to be days and routines and structures and everything, that you plan it out. You know, the weekends, I don't work. I'm lucky if I come on with Gordon and Dina, and we do a guest hangout, okay? And that's at 12 a.m. Sunday morning for me. So I have that Saturday to spend with my family. I have that Saturday
Nice.
to do the things that I want to do, you know? Like go out. At the moment, I'm looking for a place. I get to do that. I get to go out to dinner. Whereas during the week, because of the kids and that's the thing. It's not just about us, okay? It's about our family, our kids, our wives, whoever is in our lives, because we have to allocate time and expense for them as well. You know, kids take a lot up of our time because they need help with homework. We've got to drive them to their singing choir, their curricular activities. So it's important for us to have a bit of us time, because we're there putting focus on everyone, on marketers, on the people around us. But really, are we sitting there and taking a moment to sit down? And that's where the stress comes in, because you're so there that when it comes to going to bed, you can't sleep. So you need to be able to have that bit of closed mind, that open mindedness for yourself, and think about yourself for 10 minutes.
Definitely,
yeah.
you need that.
That's right. But that's why, as my mentor teaches me, you have to schedule your day. You have to even schedule if this is fun time. If you go out with the friends for a dinner, you have to schedule it so you know where you're at. This is like you have a map and you are trying to travel from A to B. And you need your map so you know where you're at the moment and what directions is to your B point. So this is your map, basically. Your time management is your map. You have to understand where you are right now and where you are going, what is going to happen next, even if this is your fun time with your friends.
A high suggestion, guys, would be either your computer, your phone notebooks, or get a diary. Write down what you've got to do. Like what we used to do when we first moved in here, to make it easier for us because we needed to do filing and go through bills and go through school notes and all these things that come up. We got a diary and we wrote down, right, 8 o'clock clean, 9 o'clock jump on the webinar, 10 o'clock this, 11 o'clock that. Because a diary you're going to refer to back and forth, day in, day out, okay? And that is the key. That is what is going to help you to succeed in your business.
Yeah, basically, my
Nice.
suggestion, I know that everybody has their smartphones and everything else. I suggest to do the old style time management diary, to take actual notebook or diary and write it actually with your pencil or pen, your time, your what you are doing. Because once you do this hand movements, you write and you see what you are writing, it goes actually into your brain, and your brain registers your routine. So that's why I always suggest go to the old school, get a diary, and write it actually manually. Don't use your, well, you can use your smartphone as an additional, because there is beeper. It will remind you, especially at the beginning when you try to get your routine going.
What I
Correct.
think, personally, your phone is mainly what I would think that you should use your phone for is for, when you're meeting up with friends and stuff like that, because there can be distractions where your reminder may come up, but you're in a meeting or you're with friends at that point of time, and your phone's on silent, so really your notifications don't come up. So by physically writing something down of what you're going to do for the day makes you more inclined to have that deadline done, because you want to have a clean house for your husband when he comes home. You want to make sure that you're at your child's school 5 minutes early to pick them up. You want to make sure that when you write things down, you're inclined to do it more, because I don't know what it is, but it's something to that. It's a mindset, obviously. The mind helps you to remember, right? When you write things down, you start to remember better than what you do when you're speaking it out and reading it.
Yeah, that's right. This is basically you register with your eyesight, with your hand movement in your mind that this is what is going to happen at that time of the day. So it's easy as it is. I know everybody, oh, I have smartphone and we'll start maybe. Some people argue with that. They said, oh, I'm very good with the smartphone, not very good with diary. Well, guess what? You have to get this habit of using diary. It's easier.
And I'm
And
pretty sure people like Gordon, for instance, he's got a lot of he has work every day, and then he has probably meetings and seminars that he goes to. How do you structure your daily routine?
Sometimes I have to put things on the side. Sometimes I have to manage the time wisely because I might be talking over here at another place, go to work because of my legal situation that I have to stay employed by my PO. I wish I could do this 24 hours a day, which I probably be working on later on. And then coaching baseball. So I set in my head I have a time clock. I don't I wouldn't say I have it's a gift of mine. I don't know. I've done it. I've done in so much daily routines that I set this is what's here for me this day. Take time off for myself. 1 hour, hour and a half for this. Coach baseball with the kids for this much time, and then watch a little TV for a little bit. Maybe I might catch a game, and then read a book. It's just routine. That's how I manage my time. I just do a regular routine.
And
So
don't
that's
be
that's how
guil-
I
and
manage.
don't be, and don't be guilt tripped into by friends or family or anyone, okay? Because the best time management is the time management you set for yourself, and that is
Yeah,
important by getting the things
that's the
done.
biggest.
That's the
That's the
biggest.
biggest. Like because they always ask me, how come I don't? Why don't we go grab a drink, this and that? Let's go hang out at the club. I'm in Vegas, guys. You know how big these clubs are and how crazy it gets.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I
I
can
mean,
imagine. It goes barmies.
this is a super club mecca of the world here. I go once in a while when I got friends come in town, but I don't want to do that on a daily basis because then I'll turn into whatever, and it takes me away. So I manage my time that way by just building that routine that I have in a time clock in my head. You know, I have my little notes. I post things on my calendar. I mean, don't get me wrong, I forget sometimes, but I look at my calendar daily. I set my time schedule, make a little time for my prospects, make a little time for my friends. And I stay like yesterday. I went to go play softball. I ended up going to my daily routine yesterday was wake up, post it to my blog, did a video, went to the gym, went to the doctor, um, played a little softball, went to a house party to see what they got going on, came home, watched the game, read the book, went to sleep, and now I'm here in the morning doing on this webinar.
That's right.
That's daily.
I am not a natural planner. In fact, I'm the worst time planner in the world. My husband on the other side, I don't know how he does it, but when he goes somewhere, you can't control traffic. You can be maybe stuck in somewhere in a traffic jam and you can't get ahead and stay there for whatever. My husband is at the 10 minutes of when he says I will be at home at that time, plus minus he will be at home at that time, plus minus 10 minutes. If I say
Right.
I'll be at that time at home, I will arrive maybe 1 hour later. And this is when I started my network marketing business. This was huge challenge for me to manage my time. But sometimes it took me. Sometimes I failed. Sometimes I forget that I had to go and talk with my prospect. Yeah, that worse. Yeah, that bad. But now I'm doing it quite well, and it just takes time, practice, and don't beat yourself up if you fail at the first few times. It's okay. Just keep doing what you are doing, and you will get there.
Yes, guys, it's hard. It's hard, especially when you have like four kids, like me and Dina have, Um, but but instead of shooing your kids off and telling them to leave you alone because you need to get things done, to get things done quicker, get them to help you. If you need chores done in the house, get them to do it so that you can multitask and use your time more efficiently doing other things. So then you can have time later on if to spend with them or to spend on yourself, and be vigilant, and also pay attention to the environment and where you live, because if you understand where you live and you understand the area well and you understand the side streets and the traffic and the times of traffic and when it's peak, when it's off on, then you have a better chance of surviving, okay? Because what we do is we know every morning where the traffic's going to be, so we know, right, we need to leave the house at this time to get to the kids to school by this time. Or we need to leave here at this time so we can get to where we need to get to earlier on schedule. So we have more time to do what we need to do. And don't let stress take control, okay? It's not good. I've been through that, and it just creates. And then you lose traction on where you are. And it takes longer for you to get to do what you need to do. It's power. It's a power game. Time
Yeah,
management
that's
is
right.
all about the power.
Yeah, so basically, yes. Louis, can you wrap it up and do a little recap for what we talked about time management as the time goes very quickly?
Yeah. Well, basically, yes, time goes very quickly. Guys, PS little message for you guys is basically, you know, organize yourselves well. Make sure you have a plan the day before, and don't and create value in what create value in your daily routine. Okay, and don't be guilt tripped by anyone. Take time for yourself, and yeah, Gordon, can you put something else
Yeah,
in?
yes,
No,
and
everything was heard.
get the
Make a routine. Make a routine. Form a daily habit that's giving value to your life and to others. Make it a habit. Find things that make you happy and stick with it. You know, gain traction, like Louis said, and keep moving forward. The more you go through brick walls and you learn how to manage your time wisely versus just doing it, the more productive and more constructive you become on a daily basis. You know, take
that's
time
right.
for yourself, do things in a positive nature, whatever everybody's different, guys. Everybody's different. So work towards that one goal you have. We can work on a topic on working your business backwards so you can move forward. Does that make sense? You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Time
And
creates change, guys. Time creates change because we age in time. So reverse psychology here. Time creates change. As time goes, you create change. Your routine changes. You become more better at prioritizing. You gradually build yourself up to being the perfect daily routine. So, time is change.
perfect.
that's
That's a
right.
good one. All right, guys.
That's yeah. Okay. See you later. Next, actually, see you tomorrow with a guest speaker, isn't it?
Yes, tomorrow will
What
be a
time
guest
tomorrow?
speaker.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
I'll go talk to some of my guys on this Facebook group, see if they can come in and talk about what they got going on.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do
Awesome.
Guys,
video marketing. I will ask them.
I just want to share a book with you that I'm currently reading at the moment. It's called Gratitude Effects by John DeMartini. I think it's a really good book so far, judging by what I've heard so far. So I urge you to check that out.
Okay, I will check it out. I need a good book to read. All right, see you guys tomorrow.
See you
Open.
later.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
Bye.
bye.